This is the men's room.
Forget it, man, and get with the countdown. Shake this square world and blast off for Kicksville. The trippers, the grasshoppers, the hip ones, all gathered in secrecy and flying high as a kite.
You're listening to the men's room with Miles and Thrill.
We say hello, hola, and good morning to our friends at 94.7 KZND, Alaska's rock alternative in lovely Anchorage, Alaska. Also at Bayou 95.7. Our listeners coming on there in New Orleans as Jazz Fest is coming up. And 98.3, The Keg in lovely Fayetteville, Arkansas. Welcome to the show. Big show for you. Ted versus the FCC is coming up. Bad jokes as well. And today on the question, we've got too many stories. It was our shot from yesterday. Naked man with sex toy stuck up his rear end, asked for help at a gas station. This happened, thank God, in Argentina. So we were nowhere close to this.
Still, man, I feel bad for the people. You're just there to buy a pack of smokes or fill your car full of gas, and here's a guy, look, I need help getting the sex toy out of my ass. I mean, because I'm like, hey, man, I want to be a good Samaritan, but I have terrible news for you. You're not my selection today. I'm not helping you with that. I'm not.
What else do we have here? This is pretty funny. Elise Hennessy, let's see here, a 63-year-old grandmother, has appeared in court charged with sending obscene Christmas cards to her family, which has pictures of penises scrawled all over them. She is also accused of faking an 87-year-old relative's signature in a bid to get her home care stopped. This woman is a little bit nuts.
Damn.
The Lone Star Express reported the detective told court around Christmas 2016, the injured parties in the case received cards and letters from the accused, which were obscene, with images of male genitalia on them.
It's from Grandma.
All the parties
Mima.
were relations
Grandma Hennessy, though,
of the accused, except one who was her daughter. The first cousin told the court that she had just buried her sister when her grieving mother received the obscene Christmas card. But they recognized the writing from a sympathy note from the week before. For someone to use the same pen to write that letter to my mother, who was 87, is bad, sad, and I'm mad. I'm ashamed to say she's a first cousin of mine. What the hell's going on with people? Our question today, when did you not need to see that? 844-999-OLA.
just because they're old doesn't mean they're nice.
I had to go back to Jared. Yeah, you're right. Right. Hello, Jared. Welcome to the men's room.
Hey, guys.
All right.
So, thing I did not need to see, I work on cruise ships. A couple months out of the year, I'm gone all over the world. And one night, me and another guy, first time I've worked with him, and I come back from the crew bar, and there he is with this larger woman that I can say most of us would look away really fast. And he has her bent over the bed.
You guys sharing a bedroom?
Yes. Unfortunately, on the cruise ship jobs, when we go out, there's two beds in there, and I had top bunk, luckily, and he had bottom. But
was this another employee, or was this a passenger?
No. This is another employee with the company, you know.
All right. Well.
And we'd been gone for about 2 months away from, civilization as it is, and he decided that tonight was going to be his night. And
is it really his night? Is it really his night? If that's what it is.
Sounds like it.
Yeah. So, I mean, what you guys have to realize is that when you're gone and you go to these jobs, the first thing that happens is these girls pick you out of the bar. As soon as they see an American walk in, they go, I am sleeping with him.
Where is it?
Where does this happen?
Yeah, what world do you live in?
Where am I buying my next plane ticket?
I get vacation time.
Yeah, well, you just need to work on cruise ships, that's all.
Oh, so what are the ports of call that you're going into? Oh, so you're saying this happens on the ship?
Oh, yeah, definitely, on the ship.
I know the next Halloween outfit I'm buying.
But you would have to think that's...
I don't look like Isaac from the Love Boat, brother.
As an employee of the cruise ship, are you allowed to legally go sit at the bar and act like you're a patron?
No. So they have crew bars.
Oh, I see.
So they have a bar downstairs in the deep, darkest parts that you don't even know about, where nine times out of 10 there's a party going on, and they are just going to town.
So it's all coworkers.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Okay,
and,
all right.
That's why they call it the Love Boat, Miles.
All right.
And 90% of these women are freaky, and they don't care if they have a man at home or not.
Yeah, well, they wouldn't be going away for months
Lovely.
at a time if it was a great relationship. Now, let me ask you this. You say you're gone for a couple months. What other kind of job do you have where, obviously, you enjoy this job? You keep it, even though it's only a couple months. What do you do on when you're back?
We got a shop locally in Ballard that we work out of and make the product that we sell to the cruise ships. And to keep some of the guys' relationships, I'm going to not tell you what that is.
All right, cool. I understand.
Good call.
Yeah,
Good call.
yeah, very strong call.
And how do you rate working on a cruise ship? Because I've most people I've met that worked on cruise ships. Well, most people I've met cooked on a cruise ship. They kind of hated it.
Oh, absolutely. I would tell you, I actually was just on a ship with this feller of similar descent of you, Thrill, and he told me that was the worst.
Would that be a
job he's
black
ever had.
dude? I
Yes,
mean,
sir.
look, I know.
Oh, my God, you're black. I didn't even realize
America
this. The whole
gets
time
more
we've
and
been
more
sitting beside each other.
PC. So it's like, it used to be an N-bomb, then colored, then a Negro, then it got black, now it's African-American, now it's African-American. But I like you're just
Your
like,
type.
similar descent of you.
Pigment brothers.
It's getting to the point that no one will know how to explain what I am. It's like, I'm just black. Just say it.
Well, the problem is when you're on a ship like that, first off, you meet maybe one American every couple of boats.
All right.
You know, I go to a boat a month, maybe a boat every couple of months, and I might meet one other American on that boat. So when I see this guy, you know, we're sitting in the bar, he orders a Jack and Coke, and, you know, I'm drinking Corona, and he goes, where are you from? I said, Seattle. And he goes, oh, I'm from New York. And I'm like, oh, I did not expect that.
Were you like, I know you ain't from Seattle, brother. You know what I'm saying?
I live there. Once the Sonics left.
Because if you live in Seattle, I know you. You look
exactly.
familiar.
And we started talking, and he's telling me about his day. This guy wakes up at 5 in the morning, works until noon in a hot kitchen. He gets from noon until 2 off. Then he works from 2 until 6, gets from 6 to 8 off, and then he works from 6 to 11. And that's
Gets
his
up,
day.
goes to
every
sleep,
day
does
for
it again.
6 months.
That would be weird, man.
Is it 7 days a week, or like what? Do you get a day off, I'm guessing, during the week?
No. The staff in the kitchen does not get a day off. If you're anything below a sous chef, you are in that kitchen every day.
Do they get paid well?
You know, and they call it the slave labor industry for a reason. They really don't, man. I mean, unless you're a sous chef or above, or even in the engine room or up top, if you aren't got, you know, 2 or 3 stripes, you ain't making no money.
I think they need to make these commercials when they do the cruise line ships about this bottom area and all this fun stuff going on. You know what I mean? Like show what really happens on a cruise ship.
You know, and they could do that, but there'd be a lot of single people out there.
Like you'd walk in and see your buddy, your bunkmate, you know, having sex with some woman, and then next thing you know, you're sitting at the bar and hanging out and getting drunk and working.
Getting service.
I went with this one guy a few years back that basically I get back to the room after a 12-hour day, and he's like, hey, I need to rub one out. Can you leave? And I'm like, no. And he handed me $100 and said, can you leave now? And went, yep.
For $100
bucks.
You made $100 because your bunkmate needed to masturbate.
Yes,
Oh,
sir.
I'd love for that guy to be my
Jesus
roommate.
Christ.
Have you ever been on a ship during a norovirus outbreak?
So I haven't been on an outbreak. I got off the ship, and as soon as it left again, I got the email that it did have an outbreak, and I had to go to a doctor immediately.
What's the worst, the highest seas you've been in, wave-wise?
15 meters, 107-kilometer winds down in New Zealand, Australia area. I actually just sent you guys an email about a week ago about the fish mac that I found down there.
Yes.
How high is 15 meters? Give me an idea.
About 45 feet,
About
48 feet.
Now, is that big? Is that big? Are people throwing up on the ship at this point?
Oh, absolutely. It looks like you're walking down the corridors, and it looks like one of the stewards have walked by and won $1 million with puke bags because they're just everywhere.
$1 million in puke bags.
Good
Yeah,
times.
it's
They should put that on the
terrible.
commercial, too.
Man, oh man. Yeah, that's you know, I'm reading this article last night. Actually, I'm at home. It's just weird. It's about some merchant ship that went down a year ago.
Oh, and that's a terrible situation. That's in Vanity Fair where they're on the radio.
I'm riveted.
Yeah,
I don't want.
I told you. I said that was the thing I'm going to read.
That's the one,
and it's going to drive. Yes, remember I said
nothing happy. It's
terrible. They all die.
All you need to do. Everyone dies, but all they have is the last radio transmission. But this is how the article opens. All right, so. Basically, the captain of the ship, there's all this protocol you have to go through, essentially, which you're kind of learning as you read the article. But he does his protocol. He's trying to reach the one guy specifically he needs to talk to because this guy designed the ship or whatever it is.
But the Prenegade does, he turned the damn ship right into the middle of the eye of a hurricane.
No, he didn't. The problem was the ship started listing, but the whole thing, his ship is listing so severe, all right, that it has flooded out the engine. Now they can't steer the ship.
Oh, I see.
But
so it's just headed
They're
that way.
going into this hurricane, okay, 117-mile-an-hour winds, and they said waves up to like 75 feet, okay? This is a merchant ship, not a cruise ship. And this guy places his call, and he's trying to stay calm, but they said the whole time, you can hear the waves hitting this thing, and he keeps saying, well, right now, the crew is safe, You know, they're fine. 32 guys. Like, in the end, man, they all go down. But, I mean, like, I'm reading this article, and it's horrible.
What ocean are they in?
They're in the Caribbean.
In the Caribbean. They were going from Miami to, I want to say, Puerto Rico. It was just cargo.
They were just in one of those massive hurricanes from last season, and they just got caught up. They
lose their steering because the ship is listing that hard, all right? And they recognize that they are headed directly into the hurricane. So basically, this guy's final communications are...
They're deploying the rafts.
He knows he's heading there, but he's trying to stay calm, right? But he recognizes he's heading into the hurricane. He keeps, the wind speed increases, the waves increase. The situation with the crew keeps getting worse and worse and worse. And, I mean, it's... Like, you read this, man, you realize, like, he just went into this hurricane, which I can't remember which one it was, but you recognize the name. Like, oh, yeah, that effed up like this island. Did
they ever get into the rafts, or did they just go down with the boat?
They did.
But, I mean, you're in a hurricane, so it didn't matter.
When they found... They put on, like, those body suits, the survival suits.
Yeah.
When they found... I want to say they only found 2 or 3 of the survival suits, and in each one... All they found were the remains. Like, fish had gotten to everything, man. It's riveting, and it is horrible. And if you're taking a cruise, I'm sorry to bring this up, but it's just, I was reading it last night. The guy was talking about it. It just made me remember.
4 ports of call.
Yeah, just relax. Enjoy the cruise.
Yeah, you'll be fine.
Can't see land. I'm sure you're safe.
The worst thing that can happen is you get sick at the buffet.
Yeah, you'll be all right.
When did you not need to see that? 844-999-OLA. You are listening to the Men's Room Radio Network.
Welcome back to the Men's Room with Miles and Thrill.
Bad jokes on the way. Email the bad jokes to the Men's Room at mensroomlive.com. You can also send them to us on Twitter at Men's Room Live as well. If you follow us there, our question today, when did you not need to see that? 844-999-OLA.
Hello, Joe. Welcome to the Men's Room.
Hola, bitches.
Hola.
So the thing I didn't need to see, back in the late 90s, I drove cab here in Seattle for Gray Top, if you remember them. And one of the things you don't realize when driving cab is, like, you're drinking coffee all night, you drive for like 12 hours, you got to take a leak, And there's, most places like customer only, so you find creative places to, relieve yourself.
Yeah, like in the middle of a 4-area townhome.
Well, I guess you could do that if you're pretty gutsy, but
they don't even look like they're gutsy. They're just getting out and walking over and going to the bathroom back there.
But there's these places that are good spots around the city, and one of the spots I'd always hit was there used to be the AAA building down off of Denny and 99 there. It was kind of a dead zone. There wasn't much stuff down there. And they had this dumpster, and there was, a little patch of grass near it or whatever. So
just begging for you to pee on it. That's the way I see it. Like, that's where I'm going to pee.
Well, I had these spots all over the city because, you drop people off, and it's like, man, gotta go. So I pull up to this one. So I pull up to that spot, and, I had the light on in the car. I wasn't really thinking. And I look over next to the dumpster, and the thing I didn't need to see was it was a hot, steamy session of hot gay bum love.
Okay. A little extra dumpster diving, if you will.
I just looked over, and there were 2 guys that were just kind of standing up, and just kind of going to town, and I was like, oh my, and I just kind of drove off.
Yeah.
I remember back in the day, I had a very large Shepherd back in the day. I'm living in Baltimore and worked in restaurants. By the time I got home, it's like 2 a.m, whatever. But I'd take her out for a walk. We walk around the block. There's a couple of cars parallel parked on the side of this one road, and my dog, like the whole time we're walking toward these cars, they're not quite agitated, but something has caught my dog's attention. Her ears are straight up and focusing like satellite dishes, the tail kind of straight back. And we turn the corner, dog takes off, runs up like about 3 cars, and there's a cab there. And this is a large dog, so it's now on its hind legs and just drops down to the passenger window, just staring into this car. I mean, this dog's damn near as tall as I am at this point, so I'm still not piecing together what's going on. I go over to get my dog, and there's the cab driver and the prostitute just doing whatever.
All right.
But I felt so bad because as I get my dog, like for an instant, I see in the car, I'm like, oh, damn, But me and the cab driver, like we make eye contact, and he looked so irritated with me. Like, he wasn't embarrassed. He didn't care. It was just like, get the F out of that. And I actually felt bad for the guy.
Yeah.
Like, damn, man, I disturbed his love-making session when my big-ass dog jumped up there. We got a couple of comments that came in as far as what did you not need to see. I let someone stay with us, and when they left, they didn't take everything. We went to move the mattress, and there was a crystal clear butt plug. Then we went to the closet to finish cleaning, and there was a box of used tampon wrappers.
Well, just the wrappers?
Yeah, well, that wouldn't be too bad.
But it was a guy.
Oh.
His point being, when he couldn't use the butt plug. Right.
Or he needed the...
He's bleeding out of his anus.
Yeah, he needed them to work.
Let's see. We had privacy rooms at my work. We were talking about that earlier. It says, one day my manager walked in on a guy performing on a girl as she's laying on the table. Well, the boss ran out, or the guy ran out. Eventually, she did, too. Within the next week, my coworkers and I put up a new sign on the door, called it the tasting room. My mother's boyfriend, this is what you didn't need to see. My mom's boyfriend's poop-stained tighty-whities in a bucket of bleach water on the bathroom counter.
On the bathroom counter?
On the bathroom counter.
Sometimes it's, you know what, sometimes a loss is a loss.
Just right.
You've got to recognize the loss and just take one as a loss.
Yeah, I had a friend into his 20s with skid marks.
I mean, like...
And we all kind of, like, joked about it, but every time you saw it, it was kind of disturbing.
Like, yeah. Look, man, it's going to happen every once in a while, but it should not be the norm.
No, it was consistent.
Right. Like, dude, just wipe your ass. But do you look at the toilet paper
Back
when you
to the
wipe?
bidet. I looked at them the other day on Amazon. Dude, they're anywhere from like $50.
No, I'm not even going to go through the whole conversation.
There's a couple that are like near $1,000. That's too rich for my blood. But there's some in the $200 range.
What were you saying right before you made this proclamation of what it is you should do?
Well, yesterday,
we were in the office, and you and Castle are talking about whatever, and you just said, "Hey, man, basically, I'm glad payday's here.
Right?
Money's
I might buy
there,
one
man.
of these things.
Paying off bills." Castle even says, "Man, come on, you can't be." Miles is like, "No, it's just it's one of those times, right?
Right.
I'm just glad the check's here." Now there's about a 2-minute pause, and out of nowhere, keep this in mind. Those are the words that you spoke. Boy, I'm glad it's payday. I mean, just a credit card, whatever. Mm-hmm. 2 minutes passes, it's silent. We're working. So you just hear. Then Miles goes, "I'm gonna buy me a bidet."
Right. It's gonna be. I'll put on the credit card.
But you were just bitching about it.
But I can pay off that bill this one time. That'll just be for the next time.
I'm
not going to pay the whole bill off. That's impossible.
But if you're thinking about it, just seems like
if I pay $500,
is maybe not the thing to buy.
If I have a couple $100 I can throw on the credit card bill, then maybe the bill will be the same.
But is that where you're going to put it? The bidet?
Toward the bidet, yeah. I'm thinking about it. I really am.
No, there's nothing wrong with getting a bidet.
Get one.
It just seems
serious.
I'm going to get one.
Money's tight,
I'm really thinking about pulling the trigger on this.
I think I'm getting a bidet.
The only problem with the cheap ones is there's no temperature control.
I saw one with temperature and I saw one with the light. It'll light the bowl so you can see your turds in the dark.
It's like night bowling, rock and bowl.
Yeah, it's totally cool.
Actually, I'm gonna get 2 bidets. I'm getting one for the kids because they're at the age where the stretch mark or the Jesus
right.
Christ.
Yeah,
that's consistent. I mean, you would think they make children's underwear pre-browned. I mean, it's just
based on the fact that you have a couple females living in your home. This is a good idea because toilet paper. That's when the toilet paper goes, as Ted would say. I mean, it does. It flies.
But
I
don't know if I want a bidet with children around.
Well, it's got to be.
What do you mean with children around? It's not like I'm inviting them in.
No, I know. I just feel like at some point, like they're gonna
water fountain.
Yeah, like they're gonna start playing with it or something. Like it's gonna be used incorrectly.
They will, but one thing that's good about kids, like, hey man, this deals with your butt. then it becomes funny. But one thing about your butt, as it is at their age, is the single most disgusting place on your body.
Yeah.
So if it touches your butt, they're not interested. I mean, really, if I don't want them to play with something, Daddy, can I have some change? It was on my butt. I mean, whatever it is, they're not going to touch it after that. Can I have the remote control? I just had it in my butt. They don't want to have anything to do with it. Sounds stupid, but if you say your butt touched it, they're out.
When did you not need to see that? 844-999-OLA.
Can we get a dog? Dogs touch my butt. You don't want a dog. Hello, Max. Welcome to the men's room.
Hola.
Hola.
Okay, I got one for you.
Okay.
I'm living down in Florida, and my buddy's raking leaves, and he gets hit by lightning. So I go to visit him in the hospital, and the lightning exited his body on everything that was pointing down. So his fingertips, the bottom of his feet, all blown off.
All blown off?
Blown off?
Burnt like a burnt hot dog on a grill, split open, cracked, really nasty.
What about the top of his penis?
Well, guess what? He rolled over, and his smock rolled up, and I saw something I'll never, ever want to ever see anyone again.
Oh, my
His
God.
penis was blown clear back halfway, and he had a catheter up the middle of that burnt hot dog.
Oh, no. He lost half of it?
I mean, I don't know how big it was before, but it looked like about half was gone. And the catheter right in the middle. And he was out of his mind on drugs. And I never told him that I knew, but...
So, what are you going to say? Like, hey, man, I saw you burned out penis.
So what did it look like a hot dog exploded in the microwave kind of thing where the whole end just blows?
It just blown off the end. I mean, it was horrific.
Oh, man. Did he have? I guess he had no idea how bad it was at that point, or do you think he knew?
He didn't even know where he was at that point. He'd just been popped by lightning about 24 hours earlier.
How long ago did this happen?
Oh, this happened about 15 years ago.
Okay, 15 years have passed, and it's me. I'm still laying in that bed, staring down at my junk.
Oh, man. Have you...
With my mouth hanging. I have not said a word yet. I'm still trying to process what I'm seeing.
Where did you guys live in Florida?
Down in Southwest Florida, down in Naples.
Is he a Tampa Bay Lightning fan? Maybe you could send him a jersey.
Oh, geez, I don't... And I still to this day can't ask him about it.
Have you talked to him since?
I talked to him on Facebook time, but
you can't really put that out on public. Like, dude, how's your fried
wang?
How's your crispy?
Well, here's the thing: he and his wife just had a baby, so
that doesn't mean anything. His testicles still could have been there and could have been functioning. Wow. I'd just be curious. What happened.
I mean,
like, do they do?
But I bet
surgery and try to. Cosmetic surgery, or
I bet you they did because he would demand it, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
I mean, like, look, man, I'm not particularly vain about most things, but right now my penis is a burned out nub, and if you have the ability,
the good news
to make it look better, could you please?
As far as the muscle is concerned, or whatever goes in there, the blood supply, like you'd think that that's still. You'd have some of that left, right? Because that's internal.
Yeah, but here's the thing.
I mean, they must have done something if he impregnated a woman.
But also part of having sex is you hope the woman you're with is also attracted to you. Right, so even if your thing is functional, but it looks like a burned-out candle wick, I'm not sure that she's going to be excited about this happening. In fact, the deal might be blown off, right? I can see how that might
blown
be
off, huh?
Oh, yeah, I know. It's the wrong words. But still, I can see that maybe it's a deal breaker, right? So he had to have some kind of surgery to make that thing look palatable. Right?
I mean, something.
Right? I mean, because she's looking at this thing, too. And look, penis is already one of the ugliest goddamn things in nature, but, like, imagine it burnt. It doesn't, it doesn't make things better.
It just looks like a hot dog you left on the grill too long.
Or in the microwave where the whole end blows off.
It's and if that's the description, like, nobody wants to see that, right? Nobody, I don't know.
Butterflied it.
But think about that moment. Think about the moment that this guy... He finally, he kind of comes to, the drugs wear off, and the doctor has to explain, listen, the way the lightning exited your body, if it's facing down, because his first thought, just like ours was, his penis. And he's going to look at his penis. I don't know what else could happen in your life that would give me pause, like looking down at my genitalia and realizing that it's a burnt split hot dog.
But I will say, he got struck by lightning.
Right.
So I think the first thought would be like, all right, I'm still alive.
Boy.
Yeah,
but still.
But your second thought...
I mean, why is life worth living?
Just like it looks like an exploded hot dog
because your fingers are gone. Oh man, that would be horrible. Let's see here. As far as our question, when did you not need to see that? There's a new survey out here as far as Americans having sex in risky places and then being caught. So the whole reason basically for people to have sex in public, besides the alcohol, is that thrill of being caught or someone seeing you. So they did a new survey and they found that 69% of Americans have gotten it on somewhere risky. 52% have done it within the last year. That is right. Half of the population on the survey in the United States have had risky sex in the last year. Does that number seem high to you guys?
Not really.
All right. 23% have been caught at least once in their lifetime. 76% of those people have done it outdoors. 68% in their car, and 50% have done it in the kitchen, I guess with the windows open or with the blinds open.
Does that count as risky, just doing it in your house with the windows open?
I'm assuming so, because you could be caught doing it. Or someone could be seeing. You could be seen, I guess.
I mean, it depends where your house is and if you're on the first floor, right?
Backyards, people are getting on there. 46% of people have done it on the beach. 31% of people have done it on a hiking trail. And 27 say they pulled over and gone right at it at a highway rest stop.
I've not done that.
Yes, and all that can be positive, they say. 58% think that's good for the relationship, and 70% say it makes you feel kind of closer together when you're having sex out there at the rest stop, handcuffed to a tree. When did you not need to see that? 844-999-HOLA.
Hello, Carissa. Welcome to the men's room.
Hi, hola.
Hola.
So I was pretty young. I was probably like 19, and I had just moved up here from Wyoming, where I had lived my entire life, so probably a little naive. And me and my girlfriend decided to go and do some shopping in Seattle, and we didn't realize that it was Pride weekend. And so we got to the city, and everything was, all rainbow.
Festive, yeah.
Everybody's doing their thing. But so we decided to go ahead and do the shopping that we had gone over there to do. And suddenly somebody comes skipping down the road completely naked, which for me, I got embarrassed right away anyways and just turned bright red. But then he stops right in front of us and he has a butt plug with a raccoon tail in that he's flopping around everywhere.
The raccoon tail. Nice.
The raccoon tail plug.
Welcome to the big city.
Man, Carissa, they have a nude bike parade in my neighborhood every year. And look. And most people are painted up. And they go and they do their thing. Now, then the parade is over, but yet it's still in the neighborhood of Fremont. There are people milling around and having a good time, and they continue it, and then they do the whole weekend thing with a beer garden down the street and everything. But you can walk into a bar, and it's literally a couple hours later, and there's always one or two dudes,
always,
who are still walking around in paint with their wang out.
Yeah.
And this is the point where, like,
green wang, blue wang.
This is like the party's over, basically. It's just over in that way,
right.
In that
Everyone
area.
else has gone home.
Everyone else got the memo.
Or got dressed.
And then you look over, and there's a dude just standing there with his wang out. And it's just, you're like, man, it's like the parade was at 1. It's like, it's 5:30.
My real problem is when you go into the bar, and it's not that he's standing in the corner, it's that he's sitting on a bar stool finishing his beer. You want to sit down. And, of course, he's the first one finished. And, like, I don't want to sit in that bar stool because that's direct ass to vinyl contact.
I will say, I haven't done it in a while, but I used to go to a party right after that parade in that neighborhood. And watching people, like, they look so cool. And I'm like, man, I want to do that. But then as the day goes on and watching them peel all that paint off, you're like, I don't want to do that.
No.
What part of Wyoming are you from?
I grew up in the southwest part of Wyoming, pretty close to the Utah border.
Man, oh man, so the middle of nowhere.
How far? I mean, what's the closest major city?
Salt Lake City. It was about 200 miles away from where I lived.
So what was like the big thing you guys had in town? Fast food restaurants or what was it?
I guess like the main restaurant that everybody liked in town was Taco Time.
All right.
Okay.
We love Taco Time.
All right,
There's nothing wrong with Taco Time. Be happy you had a Taco Time.
What are your job?
We were.
What are your job prospects if I live in that town of Wyoming? Other than being a teacher or working at Taco Time, like what else could you possibly do?
Working either in the mines, like the coal mines and the Trona mines, like pretty much anything like baking soda. Anywhere you buy baking soda, it comes from Wyoming.
Really?
I didn't know that.
What is it about? Why is Wyoming the baking soda godfather?
Because we have Trona mines there, and baking soda is made from Trona.
Do you know why you know that?
Because you're from there.
Because you're from Wyoming.
Okay.
No one else.
Yeah. Carissa, what's the name
No
of
one
what's the
else
name of the
knows
town?
that.
What's the name of the town you're from?
Green River, Wyoming.
Green River. I'm looking at it right now, right by the Flaming Gorge National Recreation Area.
Correct.
So maybe you should have been more up to speed than you thought.
Yeah. Well, welcome to the big city.
Okay.
There you go. Wow.
Right near Green River's right near Rock Springs and Little America.
Little America.
Which is just down the road from Opal.
There's just Little America or Lil?
Well, no, you've got the Flaming Gorge National Recreation Area, which actually looks lovely.
Are you sure it looks lovely?
It really does.
It's a green Y-shaped thing on a map.
Mm-hmm.
It does not look lovely.
Well, at least they have a taco time. Our question, when did you not need to see that? 844-999-OLA. More of your calls coming up. You are listening to the Men's Room Radio Network.
This is the Men's Room with Miles and Thrill.
Ted versus the FCC. Bad jokes on the way as well. Our question today, when did you not need to see that? 844-999-OLA.
Hello, Misty. Welcome to the Men's Room.
Hey, how are you guys?
Hola.
Hola.
So, Misty, what did you not need to
here's
see?
my story.
All right.
I was 21 or so, and I was in my first apartment and I got a male roommate. And about 2 months after I got my male roommate, I had a brand new boyfriend.
I bet the male roommate probably wasn't happy about that.
Probably not, but, he was just a friend, and I didn't think anything of it.
Okay.
So I worked at a 7-Eleven in a suburb of Dallas.
All right.
And I came home early from work one day. My window was open. I lived in a top stairs apartment. Window was going open, and I can hear all the music. And I was like, that's weird. So I go in the house, and music's just going super loud. I open the bedroom door, and there is my boyfriend along with my roommate, buck naked.
Both of them together.
Together, yes, together.
And you just served 20 chili dogs during your shift.
Pretty much, yes. I'm like, what?
But turns out Miles was wrong. Right. Your male roommate loved you dating this guy.
This is awesome.
Yeah. So that was, I didn't need to see that. I was young and...
You didn't jump in the middle of it?
No. Not when my boyfriend is topped.
Oh,
no.
I see. Okay. All right. Huh.
Mm-hmm.
Well, how awkward is that situation? Because they both turn around and say, hey, none of us expected this. I mean, does your boyfriend stay? Does he just grab his crap and leave? Do you stay roommates with this guy?
They knew that I walked in the door, and they both looked at me and then continued what they were doing. I left.
Okay, so
that's their way of saying, we don't even care. That
you couldn't see any of this. The writing on the wall, them checking each other out. There was nothing that you.
Not at all. My boyfriend at the time was a big old jock that works on a farm. He was farm boy. I had no clue.
Yeah, couldn't be gay.
FarmersOnly.com.
Damn farm boys.
Now I know what that means.
Yeah. Are they
Farmers only?
Are they still together?
No.
Now, did your ex-boyfriend, did he come out after that, or did he still try to keep it covert?
Yeah, if we go on Facebook, is he there with the wife and kids?
He's still in the closet.
But you said suburb of Dallas.
He's not in the closet at all. I mean, maybe publicly.
No,
but...
she walked into the closet.
Okay. Oh, I see.
He's in it. She opened the door to the closet. That's all.
My bad. I guess he's on the down low, I guess is what you call it now.
Well,
But, he's not publicly out. A few of us knew at the time after that, but...
Yeah, after that, that's a giveaway.
I don't know a whole lot about being gay, and I don't know a whole lot about living in Texas, but I would assume that both of those probably don't jive in most areas.
I would say outside of Austin,
yeah, exactly.
Probably not.
So maybe that's
Austin,
not
Dallas.
Maybe that's not the right area to be able to do that. I don't know.
No, not really.
Okay.
No.
Man, oh man, that's
When did you not need to see that? 844-999-OLA.
Sounds like you successfully quit him.
I just like the fact that it's with her roommate. It's with her roommate.
Hey, man, the guy saw an opportunity. He took it.
What do you think that conversation went down, though?
I'll tell you.
You know what I mean? Like,
how about hooking me up with a little bit of that Lone Star?
I want to visit your Lone Star. Hello, Tyrone. Welcome to the Men's Room.
Hola, bitches in
Hola.
Gave him the brisket.
So, you there, folks?
We're here. Sorry, we're thinking about Lone Stars. Changes the beer completely.
The lady, he's probably like 88. I was like 16, and there was a guy in my neighborhood. He was probably like 8 years older than me. He'd get all blowed or drunk and let me drive his car around, get my wheels, you know. And so he wanted me to take him to the store. So we're heading to the store, and we see some commotion at a local Asian restaurant that had a bar that older folks would go to. So he says, pull in there. So we pull in there, and there's a couple people standing around in the parking lot. And we pull right up, and apparently, from the way the story goes, they already told me inside, this guy was celebrating his 50th birthday. And after, like, smashing I don't know how many drinks, he comes out and commits suicide in the parking lot with a .45. And I don't know if you've ever seen the actual color of a real brain up close and personal, but it's the weirdest color gray you've ever seen. And we're like standing over this. This is before the police even arrived on the scene.
Yeah, you didn't need to see that. You didn't need to see that.
Absolutely did not need to see that.
How could you be depressed after a delicious Chinese meal?
Man, oh man.
You know?
That's
saying, God, it's so good. When did you not need to see that? 844-9990. I would not want to see that.
No, not at all.
Hola! The shenanigans continue on the Men's Room Radio Network.